everyone and welcome back to UZEX News on UzReport TV channel. Today in our edition you can get acquainted with the latest exchange news as well as with the exchange market and the condition of polypropylene for the current year. At the beginning of our program we traditionally offer you the results of trades on all trading platforms of UZEX market and definitely the price dynamics of the top commodity positions. These were the main indicators of UZEX exchange over the past week. Now let's focus on the latest exchange news. In order to create additional convenience for exchange clients, for exchange trading and government procurement platforms have been improved. In particular, a new mechanism for making payments for the services of brokers and traders was launched, which made it possible to pay for brokerage services through clearing chamber. A new calculator function has been introduced into the trading system of the public procurement exchange etender.uzex.uz, which allows you to calculate the amount of the commission fee and the deposit amount required to participate in the auction. The level of the information security in the exchange's public procurement systems has been increased through the use of cybersecurity pen testing practices. Let's move on to a separate segment of the UZEX exchange trade platform and let's go and look more properly in details polypropylene exchange market condition for January-May 2024. January to May 2024, over 36,000 tons of polypropylene were sold through exchange trading, which is 26% more than during the same period in 2023. The market structure is dominated by three groups of polypropylene, as we can see on the screen, including injection polypropylene, which goes with a top commodity position at the Uzbek exchange trade platform, and it takes 42%, as it was mentioned before. The second position here is taken for fiber production polypropylene, which goes with 28%. And the third top leadership position here is taken by yarn production, which goes with 26% at the UZEX exchange trade platform. Definitely it's worth to mention about the share of film and blown brands, which is 2% and 1% respectively, as we can see on the screen. So let's go and look more properly the next diagram for today, and this is going to be definitely one of the most demandable segments in the fiber section of polypropylene at the UZEX exchange trade platform. In the structure of sales of polypropylene for fiber production, the FR170H brand occupies a leading position with a share of 97%. The specific gravity of FR160 is 3%, as we can see on the screen. So FR170H price dynamics, which is one of the most demandable in the segment of polypropylene, and stability is observed in the price dynamics of FR170H polypropylene. In January-March of this year, average prices were at the level of 15 15.5 million sums per ton, as we can see on the screen. In the month of April, prices increased slightly to 15.6 million sums per ton, as we can see on the screen. And this is the highest figure since the beginning of 2024. In May, average prices almost returned to their original position, as we can see on the screen, and amounted to 15.5 million sums per ton, which is definitely quite positive news for the consumers and traders working in this segment. And at the same time, active position of the factory producers making this price trend formation going quite stable. So let's go to the injection polypropylene, and the leading places in the injection group are occupied by J360 and J160. Both of them we can see on the screen, and J360 goes with 20% and J160 goes with 15%, as we can see on the screen. At the same time, the share of J150 and J570S is about 9 and 10%. So J150, as we can see on the screen, goes with 9% and J570S goes with 10% respectively. So the other commodity assets represented in the injection polypropylene performs almost in the same level, as we can see on the screen. So let's go to J150 price dynamics, which is one of the most demandable in the segment of injection polypropylene. As for prices for the injection grade polypropylene J150, there is some volatility in this segment. At the beginning of the year, prices for J150 polypropylene decreased from, as we can see, 15.5 million sums per ton down to 15.4 million sums per ton, which is definitely due to the seasonal factor and consumers' preference, and at the same time systematical performing from the factory producers. However, in the following months, against the backdrop of growing demand, prices in May also rose slightly to 15.6 million sums per ton, as we can see on the screen, which is the maximum value for the current year since the beginning of 2024. So let's go to the last diagram for today, and this is going to be the regional consumption of polypropylene at the Uzbek Commodity Exchange. And definitely it's worth to mention that metropolitan area, Tashkent and Tashkent region, goes with an absolute leadership on consuming polypropylene at the Uzbek Commodity Exchange trade platform. And it's about 62%, as we can see on the screen. The second position here is taken by Samarkand region, which goes with 19%, and the share of Fergana region is about 8%, and it takes third top leadership position on consuming polypropylene. So as we can see on the screen, 8%. The share of other regions were in the range of 1 to 3%. So these were all comments for today. Thank you for watching us and being with us. Do join us next week on UzReport TV channel, and definitely with the website at www.uzex.uz. See you next week. Bye.